Alright, today let's take a look at the S&P 500, the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq. Let's take a look at how the US stock market is doing. Well, one look at the chart in front of me, which is the S&P 500 futures, tells you the stock market is really hot at this moment. Even those who do not know how to read stock charts, you know that the stock market has been moving from the lower left to the upper right, especially during these past 2 months. The stock market is really on fire. It broke out of an ascending triangle here, and at this moment I think it's breaking out of the a triangle type of pattern. Maybe if we look at the 2-hour chart, it'll be more clear. This is a 2-hour chart. We can actually draw 2 trend lines here connecting the highs and lows here, and it's kind of like breaking out of a triangle pattern with the latest this 2-hour really bullish green bar here that ignited the move up. And today's stock market rally has is affected by NVDA, which I think posted really good results, and the market is really on fire. Later we're going to look at some stocks like NVDA, AMD, and so on and so forth. But we're going to look at the S&P 500 first, and then we're going to look at the SPY, DIA, QQQs. So as you can see, the market has been trading above the rising 20 MA for a long time, despite some corrections below it or trading sideways. Generally, it has been trading above the rising 20 MA most of the time, and this is actually a very bullish environment. When we use a simple moving average and the moving average is rising, especially 3 of them, the 20, 50 and 200, it tells us, hey, at this moment, no matter what the prediction in the future is, or future fear of crash or whatever, we still need to be bullish about the stock market until the trend changes. Let's look at SPY. SPY looks quite the same as the S&P 500 futures, but with gaps up and down because it doesn't trade round the clock. But as you can see, it's gapping up higher, make new highs above the rising 20 MA and 50 MA. The 20 and 50 are in railroad tracks right now. It's like one side of a track, the other side of the track, and if you can see from here to here is a railroad track, and it just tells traders simple: be bullish on the SPY. Dow Jones also, the DIA is also in a nice uptrend. It broke out of this consolidation, and I think if it continues to move higher, it will break out of this short consolidation as well, and it tells us to be bullish on the Dow as well. Maybe the Dow is not doing as well as the SPY because Apple is kind of like dragging it down. The Qs had some kind of nasty correction here, but you can see it form a bottoming tail here that kind of tells us that the bulls are not giving up. Just like here, there's a bottoming tail. The next day it gaps up and go higher, and there's a bottoming tail here, and soon the next few trading days it goes higher. Maybe we might have the same kind of effect here at this moment, and maybe we can draw a uptrend line connecting as many lows here, and we want to use this uptrend line as a gauge. If and as long as QQQ trades above this uptrend line, we want to continue to be bullish buyers about the tech sector, tech dominated Nasdaq. And today it gaps up above a downtrend line, and things are telling us continue to be bullish. But maybe if we look at the Nasdaq futures, Nasdaq 100 futures, things will be a bit smooth. You can see there's support area here, and it's just let's go to the hourly chart. 2-hour chart. There's a really big bullish candle here, and it's breaking above a short-term downtrend line, and if it's able to go higher and stay above this downtrend line, things are going to be very bullish in the next few days for the Nasdaq 100 and also the Nasdaq. particular, now we want to look at this semiconductor sector. We have this previous high, and this previous high, once overcome, becomes a new support, which is why semiconductor, when it drops to this area, it forms a bottoming tail and kind of find support here. And the next day, because of NVIDIA's huge earnings, positive earnings, is gapping up. And right now, if an old area has been overcome, this will be a new area of support, and you want to watch this very carefully for the SMH. So if SMH is able to trade above this area, most likely it's going to go up higher for the next few days at least. Let's look at the star performer itself. Okay, this is NVIDIA. NVIDIA broke out of a up daily ascending triangle some time ago, and this actually gave us a hint that the stock is going to do well, very, very well in the future. This breakout higher, many traders saw the ascending triangle. If I can just go back a bit, lows, higher lows, same highs. The day it broke out higher, there's a huge green candle, and many traders saw it, and those who bought it could place a stop loss here, and they could ride it higher. There was some nasty 3 days correction doji form at the rising 20 MA, which shows indecision. Of course, everybody is undecided before the day of the earnings, right? And the next day, the market likes what it is seeing in NVIDIA. And if NVIDIA is doing well, if the sector is doing well, that means the US stock market is going to be doing very, very well, at least for the next few days to few weeks. Let me go to the 2-hour chart. You can see that this will be a new area of support since it's gap up, and you want to remain bullish on NVIDIA by taking this point as a reference. Is pretty easy. If an old high has been overcome and the stock refuses to go below this area, then eventually it will continue to rise back up. So NVIDIA is doing really, really well. Let's take a look at other stocks like AMD to see if the bullish effect is taking on the other semi stocks. So AMD is also a semi stock, and as you can see, it was consolidating, trading at the lower end of this consolidation, and we were a bit worried if it might go below the 50 MA. But today's massive earnings from NVIDIA kind of catapult it higher. Maybe this could be a flag pattern, and if it continues to break out higher, it might just continue to move higher. Okay, and maybe we want to look at stock like ARM Holdings. ARM Holdings also had a nice gap up. It had its own super rise some 2 weeks ago, but it traded sideways. But today's NVIDIA earnings kind of make it shine a bit on ARM. Let's take a look at Microchip Technologies. Of course, there are some stocks that are not doing quite well. Microchip Technology is sitting at a 200 MA, but it could be a tradable setup here, especially if the 200 MA holds and it has broken above this downtrend line. But congestion here is making it a bit difficult to go up. Maybe we look at Marvel Technologies, the tech semi. Okay, Marvel is also gapping up. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. It is consolidating at this area here, and if it continues to find support here and breaks above this kind of downtrend line, it's possibility it might continue to go higher. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but in a few weeks time. Okay, if this support area holds. Let's take a look at it. XLK as well. XLK is doing quite good. Made a higher high here, but it also made a low here. Maybe there might be a fear of head and shoulders if it can't go higher, so something for you to bear in mind. But if it continues to move higher and trades above this or higher, then there's a possibility that it's continue to make an higher uptrend, continue to go higher. So let's draw an uptrend line here connecting the lows. Okay, you don't want to see the XLK drop below this uptrend line. If not, there might be correction in other areas, because not all tech stocks are doing quite well, like NVDA, because Apple is also not doing very well. This is Apple, and it has been trading in this range for, well, quite some time, and it's kind of frustrating, you know. But this area has been an area of support for Apple, and it kind of gives quite a lot of swing trade opportunity, especially when it hits the 200 MA. Swing traders could buy it for a few days, but so far it's not been working very well, and you might want to look at this area of support. If the stock continues to trade at the lower band and just cannot go up, eventually it might just revisit the previous low here, which is not going to be good for the major general indexes, because Apple is a component of the S&P, Dow, and also the QQQ and many other major indexes as well. Let's go back to the S&P 500, because this is our main focus. The US market is of course the S&P 500. Everybody knows the S&P 500 and the Dow, and at this moment it's really looking that it's really on fire. There's no weaknesses at this moment that I can see. Trend is up, and as technicians and as trend followers, we want to stay bullish on the market until the trend ends. So I hope this analysis has been helpful to you. Stay bullish short term, mid term, and long term till the trend changes. And if you like this, find this analysis helpful, please give me a like, and also subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.